Hi, welcome to the latest edition of Nurse Linda's video blog. It has been probably about a year since I've made one of these, so I am long overdue. Some things have changed. I've actually relocated to New York now, and I work out of our Sher Institute in Manhattan office. So it was sad to leave all my friends and family in Las Vegas, but new opportunities and all that kind of stuff. So that's why you'll see I'm in kind of a bit of different surroundings now. But it's still me doing the same thing. So the topic that was most recently asked of me was to do a video on what is IVF. So I thought about that, and I'll be honest, we have all kind of fancy instruction things and pretty colors and all that kind of stuff to teach our patients about IVF. But you know what? You guys are already out on the internet. You guys already know. I don't need to tell you about the sperm and the egg and the whole thing. You guys have got that part down. So, but I didn't want to leave the topic. So I've decided to do a video that I refer to as what is IVF ... really. Because I really have learned from training staff mostly what people don't know about IVF, and in specific what people don't know about the IVF patient. I know about it, you know about it. Your family and friends, unless they've gone through it, they don't get it. My challenge is that it's very important that my staff, the nurses, etc., understand the patients. And that's hard. That's really difficult if you haven't been through it. It is much more than, just, gee, I understand they want to have a baby and they can't so far and they're scared they might not be parents. And that's it. And they put a period at the end of that sentence and they're like, yeah, I get it. No, it's so much more complicated than that. So I want to share with you what I have, what I eventually came up with in helping training my staff, getting them to understand the process, what patients go through. So firstly, one of the things I try to make my patients understand is, not my patients, excuse me, my staff, my patients do understand it, staff will refer to the patients as just, they just seem, unstable and just they're acting crazy and they're not just, unpredictable and, they're insane and all these kind of things. And it is difficult, and it's difficult for the staff. And one of the first things I tell them is, you don't have to whisper that. You don't have to hide that. Guess what? They know they're crazy. They know they're insane. And then the second thing I tell them is, and they have every right to be crazy and insane. And let me explain why. And then I go into it. It's taken me a while to try to come up with an analogy to make people understand what it's like. And this is the analogy that I used. People who work with me know I'm kind of a Disneyland, Disney World nut. And I have an annual vacation I go on every year with my family. You break the bank to do it. We start 1 year in advance, and you're saving a little bit of money each week. You're putting the change in the bank. You're planning out your outfits. You're going on your health kicks. You're getting your tans. You're buying some. But I want the vacation to be much more than the week. So it's a year process. We started a year in advance planning for it. So I told my staff, and they know that about me. So I'll say, now imagine this, and people do similar things. Maybe they're saving for a boat or vacation or whatever it is. I said, but imagine I'm planning this vacation. And a year in advance, I know I've got to start saving a lot of money. And come August 1st is vacation. All right. So imagine, though, if in this scenario, I am told right from the get-go, come the night before August 1st, we're going to flip a coin. Going to flip a coin. And you've got a 50-50 chance that you're going to be able to go on that vacation. There it is. Whatever it is, it is. Now, here I am, a year earlier, and now I know this. What's this year going to look like for me? am I going to, now I have to save. I have to put the money aside because the point is if it goes the right way, I have to pay for it. So I know I have to spend the money. And the reality is though, I'm saving this money, I'm struggling, and I might lose all of it for nothing. Not even for nothing. I'll end up with heartbreak, and I'm paying for that. I have no choice, I have to. Okay, now I know I've got to plan throughout the year. Again, I've got to make sure things are all lined up, I've got to do all that. Because again, I can't get there and not be ready. How am I going to do that with the mindset of it might not? Do you know how devastated I will be if I have the family t-shirts picked out and we all went and got our hair done and our tans are on and I've been working for 6 months walking every day so I don't get too tired. I've been doing all that. Do you know how devastated I will be? But I've got a plan. Okay, and then somebody comes along and says, you know what I heard? I heard that if you have a good attitude and maybe not that much stress, now we don't know for sure, but it might influence the way that coin flips. Oh, okay. Way to layer on the stress there. Because now, how can I not be stressed? But now I feel compelled to, put on a smile because I'm afraid I'm not going to influence the coin the right way. And there are going to be some days where I'm going to say, hey, there's a 50% chance it's going to go my way. So you know what, girls, let's go get those pedicures. Or let's go get our tan on. Or whatever it is. And then there are going to be other days where I just can't bring myself to be excited about this because there's a 50% chance it's not going to happen. And what am I doing? What am I setting myself up for? And I got to do this every day, a year in advance. You tell me, after a year of that, after a year of those ups and downs, and by the way, there's holidays and birthdays and Christmases where we would normally be buying things, planning this trip, putting a little extra birthday money in the bank. So I got to live through all that too. And then I got to live through all the people that want to talk about it because they all know how I am and they want to ask about it. How's it going? And I got to put on this brave face and I don't really want to tell them what I'm going through or I just feel like most of the time they're going to be looking at me like, you okay? You good? She doesn't look good. No. Is there anything I can do? And I'm going to have this pity from them or people are just not going to want to talk about it, but we're all thinking about it. It's just going to be awkward. So I don't even know now if I should be telling people. So I explain this to the staff. And I ask them, what kind of state of mind do you think I'm going to be in after living that daily life for a year? Even 6 or 9 months. Can you not see how at the end of my rope I'll be? I don't even know how to behave. And you know what? I don't know what I'm going to be like day to day. And I don't know what it's going to do to my relationships. Because we're not always going to be in the same place. And I am scared to death of what's going to happen on the night that coin flips. And I am so excited about what might happen on the night that coin flips. And I live right there. And that is about as close to hell as anybody can get. Now this is just about my silly vacation. I'm trying to get these people to understand. And I say you take that and you apply that to somebody who's trying to be a mommy, trying to start her family. Do you understand? Do you get it now? Be a little more patient with these guys, okay? Understand, they're not striking out at you. Yeah, life's hard. You don't understand, you don't begin to understand, but I need them to be somewhat empathetic, to be compassionate, to get you and I. Yeah, you go ahead, you can say it to my face, I'll tell you I am crazy, and I have every right to be, and so do you. So you don't need to hide that from anybody. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that this is what you have to go through. I know I can't make it any better for you. I know I can't change ultimately, which is going to be a flip of the coin, and sometimes it's a special coin that might flip 70% better one way and 30% bad, or the opposite. There's only a likelihood that that particular coin will flip 10 or 20% the right way. It is whatever it is, and I can't change that. I can't change that you don't find out about that until the end of the game. And that breaks my heart. But it is what it is. It's what I do. It's why I do this stuff, because you guys give me so much feedback. And when I see patients in the clinic and they know me from these videos, I want you to say hi to me. I want you to tell me that I'm helping you. I want to know that there's something I can do to help. I'm not in the coordination game as much as I used to be with patients, so I don't get that kind of hands-on feedback. So I do this to get more of a global, hopefully good impact with my patients. So anyway, that is what IVF is, really. Take care, you guys. I'll see you soon.